Rocking with PetTeaBlog.com.
It's your boy Silk D-O-double-G, and you are now watching the PetTeaBlog.
I can't be on the PetTeaBlog.
Oh my god, it just hit me. Petty and tea. I was so dumb.
Oh, Petty.
So they already know that I'm dropping the tea. So let's get right into it. The following story is currently going viral. Even though it happened in 2023, it is now gaining traction due to its severity. And what happened is a 12-year-old girl passed away after drinking a milkshake smoothie from a restaurant in the UK. And in drinking that smoothie, basically it was not washed properly in between uses. This is the case of the dirty blender. And to give some more context, this girl had an allergy with nuts, and the smoothie that was being blended before she made her order had nuts in it. Unbelievable. And it's even crazier that this restaurant did not clean the blender. That is absurd, okay? Now let's get into it verbatim. A 12-year-old girl passed after suffering a severe allergic reaction to a milkshake smoothie. A blender containing a drink containing nuts was not washed out properly. Her heartbroken family have said her passing should have been avoided. Shay St Hilaire visited the Pop-In Cafe in Bermondsey, southeast London in the summer of 23 with family. Mia-Shay from Sydenham in southeast London was allergic to tree nuts. She ordered a milkshake but suffered a severe allergic reaction which eventually led to her passing 5 days later. It is believed traces of nuts were present in Mia-Shay's drink, which led to the young girl's tragic passing. CCTV evidence showed the cafe's operator, Baris Yucel, hadn't properly cleaned a blender used to make Mia-Shay's milkshake. Yucel, 47, admitted 6 criminal charges relating to the young girl's passing. He was fined £18,000 and given a 100-hour community order. And £18,000, if I'm not mistaken, is $22,000 US dollars, okay? And now let's take a look at the 6 criminal charges that he faced. So it says, offense 1, there was no allergen signage available or visible to consumers, directing them to where allergen information was available to them. Neither was there any information on the menu, notice boards, or any location visible to consumers. And the code for that is the Food Information Regulations 2013 Regulation 5 Para 4B. Offense 2. The operator failed to identify the risks associated with cross-contamination of allergenic ingredients and did not have adequate controls to place to control these risks. There were no documented procedures or controls in place to reduce or eliminate these risks. I can't say that word, leave me alone. Anyways, offense 3. The operator failed to manage allergen contamination during the production process, which resulted in the presence of an undeclared allergenic substance in food served to the customer. And the code for that is Assimilated Regulation EC number 852/2004, Annex 2, Chapter 9. I think that's 9, right? Leave me alone. Para 3. Offense 4. The operator failed to take appropriate steps to ensure equipment, surfaces, utensils, and crockery were cleaned to remove any allergenic residues prior to use. The equipment refers to a blender used to make milkshakes. Assimilated Regulation EC number 852-2004, Annex 2, Chapter 1, Para 1. Offense 5. Food served to a consumer, namely a milkshake, was deemed unsafe in that it was injurious to health because it contained an allergenic ingredient that was not supposed to be present. Assimilated Regulation EC number 178-2002, Article 14, Para 4A. Offense 3. Selling food not on the nature or substance or quality demanded. Food Safety Act 1990, Section 14, Para 1. So those 6 charges, a fine of £18,000 and 100 hours of community service was his punishment. But make no mistake, his restaurant is still up and running, and to my surprise, it actually almost has 5-star ratings on Google. 4.7 to be exact. I mean, let's take a look at some of the 1-star reviews real quick. So this one is from last year. This person posted these pictures, and wrote, "If I could give a 0, believe me, I would." So I ordered online as I fancied an online meal, and it had a decent rating on Deliveroo. Never heard of that. Deliveroo, and therefore I was expecting or hopeful it would be decent, but wow, did it set a new level of low in what can be considered low. Firstly, the lamb is black, almost looks like mold is growing on it, looks horrendous, but what's worse is finding insect inside my food. That's cardinal sin. Totally unacceptable. And there was no way it got in there whilst en route to me whilst being out there delivered. And reason why is because with staple clothes, like a lot of restaurants do these days, plus the meal itself was in a white container and it was embedded with the peas. Ugh. Like, this is really not good. This is low, and then this is this. Ugh, like, that's disgusting. But it's not far-fetched because obviously they used a dirty blender about the same time that this person found this insect. Unbelievable. And that's why it's important for this story to be shared, because a lot of restaurants are moving the same way. They don't clean things properly. They don't change their gloves. They don't even wear gloves. No hair nets. Their hair flying everywhere. Insects crawling in your food that you eat. Some people don't even realize it because they're so hungry they're eating their food and not even realize they ate an insect. Okay? It's crazy. And I think it's important that when you go to a restaurant or order food somewhere, that you let them know, like, excuse me, I want to request change of gloves, or please wash that in between usage, or watch them as they cooking. Like, make them uncomfortable if they have a visible kitchen. And they got the audacity to be offended. How are you offended? Because I want to make sure my food is safe for consumption. Like, what? And like, you see what can result in a mistake in a restaurant, right? I feel so bad for this girl. That should have never happened. Had this restaurant operator done things correctly, she would still be here, period. Pisses me off. But let's continue. This says, mia-shay's parents, Adrienne and Chanel, said the knowledge that their daughter's passing could have been so easily prevented has only compounded the family's grief. We think of mia-shay every day, and knowing her passing could potentially have been prevented so simply only adds to how broken we are as a family. We hope this conviction and fine sends a loud message to businesses serving food and drinks across the country of the devastating consequences of failing to take food safety seriously. Croydon Magistrates Court heard mia-shay had visited the cafe with her aunt and sister on August 25, 2023. She suffered a severe allergic reaction after drinking the milkshake. An ambulance was called and mia-shay was rushed to hospital, where she sadly passed 5 days later on August 30. Southwark Council's food safety team launched an investigation which concluded with the belief that there were hazelnuts and almonds in a milkshake prepared for mia-shay, who was allergic to tree nuts. The court saw CCTV evidence which showed that cafe operator Yucel hadn't properly cleaned the blender used to make her milkshake, and there were substances left behind from the preparation of a previous drink. Southwark Council argued that this caused mia-shay to suffer a severe allergic reaction and concluded that her passing could have been avoided. Mr. Yucel pleaded guilty to 6 criminal charges leveled against him, including not making allergen advice available or visible to consumers, failing to manage allergen contamination during the food production process, and serving food that contained an allergenic ingredient that should not have been present, as I stated before. And I'm going to screenshot the rest of this article so you guys can continue to read. But all in all, this is an important story, like I said, because awareness is important. So spreading it is very important. You know, a lot of y'all and some of y'all kids have allergies. So vocalize it when you go to restaurants, period. Don't even be embarrassed or scared, or don't feel bad that they feel bad that you are making sure that you are safe when you eat. It is just frustrating that this happened, and our hearts go out to her family. Rest in peace, mia-shay.